Okay, so in this second video, I will talk about some in-text about the script itself and show you something like you won't maybe like on the result we got just before. So this is the result we got at the end of the settings project before, and just I need to show you something maybe on this one here. Okay, as you can see here, there is a kind of gap between the key and the cutting shape, let's say, and you can't pass through this gap. I mean, you can, but there is two ways. So you can either just smooth it, and should be fine most of the time, because I mean, I try it on a specific subject and what was working for print, but yeah, maybe that's something you don't want to do because it's not good enough. Maybe you can just try to keep it and it could work. It depends where is it and everything. But yeah, that's not perfect. And sometimes they will be very small, like I think on this one. I mean, no, that's not that small actually. I don't know which one. Maybe this one. Oh, okay. On this one, there is no gap actually, so that's perfect. Yeah. But it will very depends where is it. I mean, I can't promise anything about that. So there is a way to get some perfect shape, and I mean, see this one. So this one was very bad because the shape wasn't flat at the beginning, and I keep it that way to show you that's a bad result. But of course, you should never get this kind of stuff. You see, like the gap is very deep. So this one is very bad. You will never get that basically, but if you work well. But let's say you want to work pretty bad and get a very good result. So there is some stuff to do. I will go back on the full one, the original one, and instead of apply the splitting button only once, you will do it twice. The first time you will just apply the splitting for the splitting part, and the second time you will add the key. So and because this way you will get the perfect result. So just need to show you how to do this, and that's actually why there is some oh, let me show you. You know, this button or just an eye, and actually just turn on or off visibility of the shape. So this one will turn off or off on or off the visibility of the cutter shapes, and this one is the key shape. So if I press this one, all the cutter shapes will have the visibility off, and that's the way I will use. I will use that to split my model. So I will just turn off all the key. So all the key shape, that's based on the name actually. So if you change the names, it won't work. All the key shapes are invisible right now, and then I can apply the splitting. So I will get the same process as before. So doing the Boolean operation, it's much faster because it don't need to create the inner and outer shape for the key shape, but still takes some time, of course. And then I will bring back my key on this new tool to get what I want. So let him finish the operation. Perfect. Okay, I will still delete the small shape, but like I said, you won't get this small shape if you work correctly. Okay, so here I have my all my shapes are cut, but I don't have any key. Let's go back here. No, on this one, sorry. I will just turn off everything, select a key. I mean, I don't need to select one, but and turn on all the key. And okay, so here I have all the key and only the key. That's why I'm selecting the key, of course. I will do merge visible to get another tool with all my key. I mean, that's the faster way to do it. You don't need to do it, but that's the faster way. And here I will just insert my key. Okay, this tool, this subtool with all my key, okay, don't have the proper name, so I can rename it manually or just say subtool, set subtool as key, and the name is okay. This name will make it working with the gap size and everything, and especially will make it working with the apply splitting. Then I can just do an auto group and a group split. Okay, and all the names are good because I set the name before, but I could set the name after, of course. Then here we need to work correctly, and basically you need to place the key between the negative one and the positive one. Between the shape you will subtract and the shape you will add. So for this example, let's take the big one. So this one need to be under the belly because I want to make a negative, subtractive operation, but over the pants. And for now the pants is over it, so I just need to move the pants under it, and this will work. And I will do that for all the subtool. So I already prepare a tool like that. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this one I just move all the key in the right place. It took like just 2 minutes, but you know, I don't want to waste your time. So, and when you have done that, you can press apply splitting again. And because you place it correctly and the split was already done, this time you won't get this kind of default, this kind of error around the key. So it's still taking some time. It will create another tool, so you won't lose anything here. All right, I think it will be done. Perfect. Okay, so this time let's check like this one. Like this one was very wrong. No, that's perfect. You see, there is no gap, so this one is perfect. And that's perfect everywhere actually, so you don't need to focus because I just placed them correctly. So by using the apply splitting in two steps, that's the result will be better, but just takes a little bit of time, more time. So it's up to you actually. You can try just the first one and do whatever you want. So you have the choice using this and this. So basically, you just see like turning off and on the key and set a subtool as key. So, but just let me show you. Insert like a sphere. If I have a sphere and I set subtool as key, my sphere is named key shape right now and got all the settings needed to be a key. But actually, it's not a proper subtool to make a key shape. So if you apply a split with that, it won't do the right job. So don't do this. And for that, I need to explain to you how it works this, all the button here. So just maybe on this one, that's okay. What you need to know. So first of all, when you press the update to get the size, what do you get actually? You get the size of all the visible subtool, and it's not about what is visible in the scene. If I do that, my tool won't take care about what is invisible because my tool is still visible. So you will get that. And so it's taking the size. So basically, you will get the size of the geometry size here, but this size is multiplied by the export settings here. And I'll always find that that's the best way to set up your export setting, because when you modify it here, here I will get the size by the scale, but when I will modify the scale here, the size here, it won't modify the scale. And I don't like that because it's too easy to lose everything. But in my case, if you do modify the size, so let's just update to be sure. Okay, if I do modify, and let's keep it open, and I want like 200, you see the scale it changes too, right? But there is some limitation because the scale here can't go over, I think it's 10,000. If I say like, I don't know, what? Okay, so a very big value. Okay. Oh, actually, basically, this slider are limited to 10,000. I didn't remember that, but anyway, I mean, you can't go over 10,000. Anyway, so that's not possible. But I mean, usually you don't need to do that because you should just think, if you want a very big value, just need to think, okay, that's not millimeters but centimeters. Or you can scale all your tool by using, for example, the Scale Master plugin and just do it. But you need to know that that's using this scale value when you set up it here. And that's working pretty well, I mean, very well. When you export it, it will take care of that. Alright, so now I will talk about the Create Cutter button. As you have seen before, when you use a mask, you can just create cutter shape from the mask. But what if my mask looks like that, for example? So I do have one unmasked part, one masked part, and one another unmasked part. If I press the Create Cutter, it could create a shape here or here. Actually, I know it will create it here, not because it's on top, but because the part is bigger. I mean, the mask is bigger in here than here. That's why it will do that. So because this button can't create two, I mean, a multiple part subtool, it will just choose the biggest one possible. I did that because when you work like, I mean, when you would draw a mask using maybe only the mask pen, sometimes you will forget a small part somewhere, and I don't want it to create a cutter shape in here, so this one is a mistake. That's why I only use the biggest one. So what I would recommend is to use, I mean, when you draw a mask, that's always better because it will take less time for the script to calculate it. That's always better to only have one unmasked part and one masked part. Nice. When you got a shape like that, so the shape is pretty cool. Sometimes it won't be perfect depending on the size, but it's pretty cool. You know, the gap size is modifying the tolerance. That's because I think this was obvious actually, but that's because I'm using the dynamics option here with the thickness, and this thickness will be updated by the size here. So you don't need to care about the value. I mean, the value is here. This one you don't know what is it, but this value is okay. And that's why you can modify it until the end. All right. What should you know? Oh, okay. So the check key button, as you have seen, it will just add a cube here, but you see my cube is very small because my cube is taking the size from here. So if I want to get a cube, a perfect size cube, I need to update before that. I mean, in my case, because my value wasn't good, and check key, and here I have a cube, and as I said before, the cube now is a perfect size. It's even a little bit bigger because I wanted to be sure like you can hide everything, and so that's pretty cool to check if everything is okay. All right. Okay, so remember you have this one looks thinner, but it depends where is it, and maybe I change the value, the size between both. Yeah, probably actually. Anyway, okay. All right, what did I miss? I think that's okay for that. So the apply splitting button, when only what it will do is actually only pressing like Boolean subdiv dynamics and make Boolean mesh, but it will also set the key shape, because the key shape, where they are, maybe go back, I don't know, here for example, setup key, you know, this those key shape are not close, so you can't like just remove a big part. So this button will like do an operation to get the external shape to make the subtractive operation, and the internal shape to make the additive operation. So instead of doing that manually. All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much okay. You can't create a key shape if you have a multiple part subtool. So for example, if I do make a mirror and weld for my cutter shape here, you should never do that, because I mean, if you try to press key shape, it will tell you that's not possible actually. So that's why if you work in symmetry, you need to work with so split hidden, for example, with two different subtools, and then you can press the key shape, choose the key, cutter shape, press key, click key, choose the key, right? And this will work better. Oh, nice. Okay. Just to let you know also, that's very important. So let's just do that. The key need to go through all the thickness of the cutter shape. That's why we get this kind of error at the end, but I did that because actually that will better if you do like something very precise, but that's pretty much impossible, because even if it looks flat on here, that's never, I mean, can sometimes be perfect, but most of the time it won't be perfectly flat, so you won't get a perfect shape, and if you keep something open at the end, it won't be good. So that's why you should always keep some tolerance and be sure like everything is crossing, but could be very small, but still need to be a little bit inside of it. Okay, what do you need to know more? Oh yeah, what if you want to create your own key? Actually, you need to know something. So I will get the key. So at the beginning, this brush does not exist. It will just appear once you have done this, press this button at least once. Okay, those shape, what you need to know about that. So let me, okay, I will get this one, and geometry, modify topology, mesh from brush. Okay, solo mode, whoops. Okay, this is the shape of the key. I will just turn off dynamics. So basically all the key, let's make sure double, all the key have the same constraint. You need, that's always better if you have at least a small taper, like you can see this this part, oh sorry, yep. The top part here is just smaller than the bottom part. So doing a small taper is always better for your print. You don't need to do this, but even it's very small, it's always better even for the script. To be sure like everything works okay, you need at least to be a very small taper. That's the first step. Your key needs to be open at the bottom. If it's closed, it won't work with the script. I mean, it will work, but you won't get the good result. And that's always better if you have some beveling shape on the corners. You don't have to, but that's better because it's using the dynamic thickness. It will just act better if you do that. And another very important thing is to have this edge loop at the bottom. I mean, can be very close from the end. You don't need to have something too close, but not too far for sure. And should be close, that way you don't care. If you don't have this, you won't get a proper result for sure, because the way the apply splitting is creating the shape. So that's very important. So let's say I want to add a key shape in my brush. I will just like I mean, actually, yeah, I will take this one, make polymesh, and get the Q cube, for example. Okay, I can scale it, do whatever I want. Maybe I would just move that. Oops. Okay. Then I will use the modeler and just remove some parts, for example. I want to delete that, or maybe I will keep it for now. I should probably make some polygroups, so up, and probably this one too. Okay, I think that's fine. I can that way do crease by polygroup border and bevel, set the beveling effect. Okay, something. So that's not rounding, but will be fair enough for my test. Perfect. I will remove, remember, remove the bottom. I need an open shape. Nice, daily done. And then I will add an edge loop. Oops. At the bottom. Okay, perfect. I will place it that way or that way, whatever, but the open part should be I mean, in front of the canvas itself, so the deeper possible. Then just I forgot to tell you, yeah, you should make only one polygroup, and I will try again. So just get this one, create insert mesh, append, all right, and try again on this cutter shape. Nice. So create key, take the last one. Here we go. That's pretty cool right now. That's fine. So this should work, but you see, like, those shapes are not perfect here. That's why I don't get the perfect shape at the end in here too. So you need to do it in a better way, but basically it works pretty well. And I think with that I'm done. Yeah, I think you have everything you need to know. Actually was safe so far, and you can still leave me some comments, and I will try to reply to everyone if I can. Have a good practice with this Zplugin. I hope it will help you a lot and will make you be a lot faster. Cheers.